Hey, welcome back to 2DG.
Two.
We get another beer review just for you.
We do. There's a couple different ways you could go with this. You could say trash talk, but it wouldn't be accurate. You could say it's part of the old school series that we have yet to start. Again, wouldn't be accurate. This one is from Urquell, or Urquell, however you want to pronounce it.
Did I do that?
I'm not cultured. I'm an American. But it's Pilsner Urquell, or whatever. It's actually brewed in Plzeň in the Czech Republic, or whatever. What that means is that this is actually brewed in the country, in the area that the beer is actually named for. So if you didn't know the difference between a Pilsner and a Czech Pilsner, and it's the area that it's brewed. It's kind of like the same thing with wine. Same kind of basic concepts, it's just brewed, or whatever.
It'd be like having a Bordeaux.
Don't get classy. Okay?
Where you have to be, the grapes have to be grown in the Bordeaux region.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is from the birthplace of the style.
Czech Pils. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this open. By the way, these guys have been around since 1842.
Which, in the European time frame, isn't as far back as,
it's only 70 years younger than our country.
Well, that's true. That's an interesting way to look at it. But if you get back into, like, Coastreizer and stuff like that, or Hofbrau, and
which are out of?
Germany, of course.
Well, you thought Latrobe was in Wisconsin, so.
But I knew it was America.
Anyway.
So anyway, we're gonna crack this open. I'm not the biggest Pils fan in the world, but I am excited to try this.
Right, so admittedly, he said he's not the biggest Pilsner fan. That may be an
I like a good
understatement.
Pils, so I'm kind of concerned.
Have you had a good Pils?
Yeah.
Granted, these are not traditional style Pilsner glasses. I apologize, but at this point, we're just trying to get this done. Be truthful.
But like I was saying, I am a Pilsner fan.
What's your favorite Pilsner?
It's not my biggest style, but I'm afraid that most of the Pilsners I have had are interpretations of where this is getting me closest to the source, so I'm excited to try it.
Correct. Now, this color is not your traditional American shitty Pilsner, folk Pilsner.
Exactly.
It's more of a straw yellow, more traditional of what a wheat would be.
I'd say it's on the gold side of straw yellow. It's
the inner artist coming out. Anyway.
It's true.
It was a loose bubble, pillowy white head. It quickly dissipated. It probably wasn't the strongest pour on my part.
Pretty good legs, too. I mean, I'm surprised.
Legs on a 4.4. Anyway.
Okay, stiction.
Let's go ahead and get a nose on it.
Let's do it. Okay, there's why I'm a fan. That's why I'm a fan. But this one's got something unique.
It's got a wet, kind of raw malt flavor to it. If you're wondering what the difference between a standard lager and a Pilsner lager would be, it's because they use either predominantly or 100% Pilsner malt. But it's got that wet malt flavor.
Which, go ahead and look that up. It's the way the malt's done.
Well, it's the same thing with a wine.
Yeah. You want to research.
But it also has that yeast characteristic, but not like a fruity estery, more like a wet bread.
I'm going to give it a little bit of a fruity bubblegum. Not as much, but...
I don't know where the hell you're getting that.
No. But here's what's unique about this. Okay,
go ahead.
Ready? Give it a swirl. Give it a swirl. Give it a sniff.
Yep, still not knowing.
This has a cheese funk to it.
That I will agree with. It's a mild cheese.
Most interesting.
But is there fruit? No. Not in my opinion.
I'm going to disagree. There's a little bit of tingle of the fruit right up on the top of this funk. I'm excited. This is really unique because I've never had that cheese funk come out like this.
Let's taste it.
I'm excited. Wow. Let me get another swirl.
I will too. Put in some elevator music.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
Music that you listen to in an elevator.
Thin body. Naturally.
It's Pilsner.
It's got It's got a bitterness that runs through it. It's almost like a citric acid bitterness, but you don't get as much citrus. But there is a little bit of citrus in it, and I'm really surprised by that. It's a tartness, almost like a, some people talk about pink grapefruit, but the regular grapefruit's got that acidic sourness that hits you just a little bit. It's not strong like a pink grapefruit. There's something playing there that's really unique, but the funk, you taste it, but it doesn't linger. That cheesy funk.
Yeah, it's a nice, like I said, wet malt type of flavor all the way through. I do get a bit of that grapefruit rind.
Yeah.
Granted, at the mellowest that it can be. I'm not getting any other fruity esters like banana clove.
Nope, nothing.
Anything like that. Although I will say it is very, in my opinion, similar to what a saison would be as far as the horse blanket weedy type of flavor, even though it doesn't have any wheat in it. Very traditional though. So when I bought this, admittedly, I thought I was just buying a cheap, crappy beer I could slam if I wanted to. Similar to a Stella Artois, which I know it sounds fancy, but it's garbage, or a Heineken.
Which we haven't reviewed yet. Heineken or Stella.
Both of which will be trash talk. This one is actually a good imported beer. It doesn't have that awful skunk, flavor characteristic which you get with green in clear bottles, which is why Corona sucks ass. Sorry, Chase. But this one is in a more traditional light brown bottle. It's not quite the American color, but it's more of a like Hofbrau, like he was talking about, type of color. That being said, granted it's from the Pilsen region, it's traditional as hell. I mean, it really is.
This is what...
Good.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. This is what concerns me with the style rating. So let's go ahead and get into the style rating. What did you get?
It's a very traditional type of hop flavor too. So it's very, I want to say almost kind of like leafy, floral, kind of like.
But that's just it. It's floral. I expected almost a little more of the grassiness to it. But you're right. It's more of the floral hop, which I'm excited
it's
about.
weird, but the thing that I'm getting for comparison purposes is like what if you ate a wet fall leaf. Like, to me, that's what it would fall under. And I know it's tremendously weird.
Having grown hops, I'm going to say it's more like if you were to eat a hop.
Damn expert here.
No, but if you pull, you'd be surprised at how different a fresh off-the-vine hop tastes than something that's been pelletized for a while. I'm just saying, it is tremendously different, and this tastes really fresh and slightly citrus fruity.
So rate beer actually wasn't being a piece of shit, and I was able to pull this up. Now my only
go ahead, just
negative part that I would say is it's imported by SAB Miller, which whatever, it's their trucks.
I'm now giving SAB Miller a little props for importing a good beer.
For driving a truck?
Yeah, at least they got it to us.
Well, they drove a truck. Congratulations.
No, but I'm going to say at least they got it to us, and it's a decent beer. It's not a piece of crap.
Here's the thing. Well, the pieces of crap, Heineken and whatnot, are bigger companies, so they can pay their own trucks. Anyway, so this is styled as a Czech Pilsner. We're not going to do that. That to me is like saying a 0.8 or a 0.9 like this D-bag wants to do for our ratings. We're going to go ahead and say regular Pilsner, and it is from Plzeň in the Czech Republic.
Yeah,
so,
how can you get any fruit?
This is kind of funny. It's saying to serve in a flute glass, which is more like a champagne glass, which, whatever, champagne of beers is Miller High Life, which is absolute garbage. A footed Pilsner, traditional Pilsner, or a dimpled mug, which I don't know what the hell that even looks like.
I do, but why would you use it for that? What's the...
Because it says. Anyway, so... style-wise, they gave it a 91 on Rate Beer, and overall they gave it a 59, which, whatever, is retarded. But, style, Pilsner.
For style, I'm going to say this is where my dilemma comes, because how can you... Okay, how does Rate Beer give basically the birthing beers, the region? How do you give that less than 100? They defined the style. I highly doubt that this is a whole lot different.
Well, we don't work for them, so...
Okay, so, for the style, can I give it less than a 10 since it is the style?
Yes.
I'm going to go 9.5. Because, number one, I think it's a superbly crafted beer. And don't want to diminish. They are the style. Can Ford build a GM? No, because it's a GM.
But they can build a shitty Ford.
Yes.
So there you go.
I just don't think it's.
Well, to argue with you there, I keep going back to Heineken, but they're trash, so who cares? They're more of a Euro-style lager, which is more of an adjunct thing. It's kind of like saying an American adjunct lager. But let's go more towards Stella Artois. They're supposed to be a Belgian-style lager, which is more or less a subcategory. That being said, on their label, they say they use the finest hops, water, barley, and maize, which is a fancy indigenous Native American, if you want to get politically correct, adjunct word for corn, which I don't know how they can use it, but whatever, they can, they're fancy, right? So you can be a part of the style, or old and have the style, and still suck ass, which is what they did. So don't feel bad. Now, Pilsner-wise, and granted, it's not one of my favorite styles. I've had quite a few of them. I'll give this a 10. If you're sticking to traditional purposes, so like if you were going for more of a, for example, an English-style IPA, what it started out to be, you couldn't go by traditional IPA anymore. You'd have to actually go ESB, or an English-style bitter, which is more towards the traditional route, which there's tons of breweries that do that. But
in fact, I think Great American Beer Fest, GABF,
yeah,
they have a category for ESB.
correct. Now, that being said, these guys are almost 300 years, 300 and, well, almost 300. Whatever. Point is, they're old. That being said, they're doing it right for a long time.
200.
Whatever. I wasn't a math major. I didn't go to college. Point is,
drinking too much.
Yeah. Regardless, though, there's not many Pilsners that I can even recall that have been number one better, but number two as big a surprise as this one. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I'd go with you there on the surprise.
So, out of curiosity, I gave him one to take home, but when I first said that I got this one and we brought it out, what were your expectations?
You know what? I expected it to be cheap and lager-ishy. I really did.
Yep.
Total 180 degrees different from what I expected, really. And like I said, the cheese funk just keeps... It still is blowing me away. I can't believe the funk that I'm getting out of that. I really appreciate that. Unique beer to me. So, I guess that really drags us into the overall then.
It does indeed.
The overall is where I'm kind of struggling. This is still not going to be one of my first choices. Number one, the category, the style isn't my first choice. It's not my top three choices, I'm sure. But, in fact, I'll say that I've had Pilsners that have more unique flavors. But, as far as a pure to the style goes, or the uniqueness of it goes, it's way up there. I really enjoy this. So, I'm kind of torn on where to put this on overall. But I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to put the overall at 7.5. It's not something I'm going to go to a lot, but I'm going to appreciate it when I do. So I don't want you to take that 7.5 as a slam on the beer. Go look at my style rating for what I really think of the beer. Just, it's not high on my overall list.
Interesting. I liked any time I go out now. When I buy stuff to bring home, whatever, I'm whatever I want. But when I go out now, unless there's one that I really like, I try to pick a style that I don't really have a lot of. Now, this is a place that has good beer, not a cheap, crappy bar that has 3 and then Blue Moon. And I love Blue Moon.
Which I was at today. A place like that.
Right. That being said, go with a 9. I, unlike you, which I challenge you to name, don't know that I've had a better Pilsner than this. I've had some from Victory, which they did Prima Pils, which is regarded as a fairly high-rated Pilsner throughout the entire world. I've had Piercing Pills. God, who was that from? I think it's Dogfish Head. I've had other pills, but this one stands out to me. They didn't try to go overboard with anything like hop it up to hell, which isn't traditional, or throw in pear juice, which Piercing Pills from Dogfish Head did.
Which I could see playing well with this one.
Right. That being said, keeping it traditional and not doing anything over the top, it's still a very tasty beer. I would drink the hell out of this in the summer. Now that I actually know that it's good, I'll probably buy some more.
You have a good point.
It's better than like Oberon or anything like that, which is
is
a different style, but
it's lighter. It's lighter.
What's lighter?
I think the flavor and the way it sits on you is lighter than an Oberon.
Okay, yes.
So I think it is a great summer beer. You got a good point.
So, that being said, high rated, I'll probably buy it again.
Yeah, I really, again, I feel bad for saying 7.5.
Well, we've shit on Rate Beer for doing the drastic jumps, and then you went ahead and did one.
I did, but I didn't do it in style. I did it in overall.
They generally do it in style high and then overall low.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, I really do like this beer, so don't take my ratings.
Not enough to give it a good score, though.
Don't take my ratings as a crap fest, It is really good beer. I do enjoy it. I will have it again. I think it's a super refreshing beer. I like it a lot. I really dig the cheese funk. But it's not going to be something I go to a lot.
Sorry this is going long again. We're a little buzzed, admittedly.
If you aren't clever enough to catch on to our attire,
yeah. I just like to wear the same clothes every day.
you'll know that we do a few at a time.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. We covered all that crap in the last video. Got in real in depth with it. Douchey Awards coming up pretty quick by the time you see this video. It should probably be either this week or next week.
Yeah.
Other than that, stay tuned. 2DG.
See you, man.